that he said, oh, well, if you're okay with it, I can try and be okay with it.
Oh my goodness.
I'd obviously noticed my hand, and his eye contact changed completely from eyes to hand. It was very much like he would dart his eyes back up to my eyes and then go straight back to the hand.
Oh my gosh.
Which was, I've never ever experienced that before.
What'd you say?
I kind of did jazz hands, and I went, I can tell you've noticed my hand. So awkward.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Offhand, the podcast from Reach Charity, where we share real, honest conversations about life with an upper limb difference. I'm Megan Bacon-Evans. I'm the social media manager for Reach. I have a limb difference to my left hand, and I'm also a content creator. And in this episode, we're talking about dating and relationships, an area that can bring excitement, vulnerability, and sometimes anxiety, especially around confidence and disclosure. And today, I'm really pleased to be joined by Lottie. Welcome back.
Hello, thanks. Lovely to be back again.
Yeah, we missed you. Thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me.
For those who may be new to Offhand and are listening, can you just do a little introduction to who you are?
Yeah, of course. I'm Lottie. I'm 24. I was born with a limb difference to my left hand as well. I call them the little blobs. I have a thumb and then missing fingers.
Lovely. And today we're talking all about dating. Mm-hmm. Do you have a partner?
I do not, unfortunately.
Oh, well, you might not want one. Who knows?
Well, nowadays it doesn't really matter, does it? But yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice.
Would be nice. So myself, I am 38, so I'm a little bit older than you. So when I dated, it was the dinosaur era. No. But before, when I was dating, like online dating didn't exist yet. It was very like taboo. Mm-hmm. But actually, I met my wife on MySpace, so that's quite unique. I don't even know if you know what MySpace is.
I can't say I actually do.
Yeah, I saw
really
the expression
sorry.
like, yeah.
I know all about that.
So, yeah, it's really like old school. Okay. It was like the first social media platform, essentially, before Facebook.
Okay.
So that's how old we are. And that's how we met. And nowadays, obviously, there's so many ways that you can meet people. Have you tried online dating, for example? I have. I've done some of the apps
with little success so far.
Well, how have you found the experience?
I mean, it's exciting. It's I think it is kind of seems to be the standard way nowadays to go about meeting people. So I thought I would give it a try. And yeah, I think it's exciting, but also very nerve-wracking because I think obviously you can only show as much of yourself online as, in comparison to meeting someone in real life. It's so different. So yeah, I think having to sort of give an idea of who you are through a screen is really difficult. And sort of a small selection of pictures is, not the easiest thing to do. But yeah, I guess that's how the world is nowadays.
People do still meet in real life. I've heard it can happen.
Yeah.
But like you said, majority of people are online, aren't they?
Yeah.
When it comes to your upper limb difference, do you include it in your photos?
Well, it's funny you say that because I actually realised that I hadn't when I was looking at it the other day. And it wasn't by any sort of choice at all. I just had used pictures where it was pretty much just from like waist up and sort of my hands weren't actually in it at all. Or I had a coat on that you couldn't really see it. So yeah, I hadn't made a conscious choice not to, but you can't actually see it in any of my pictures. Yeah. Which, I think maybe I should change that and actually pop one in because I think, it's nothing to be embarrassed about or to hide. So, it's probably a good thing to sort of, people can see it and already have an idea of it before meeting.
Yeah. So anywhere else on your profile, you haven't got your limb difference mentioned?
No, I haven't actually, which I also think I'm missing out on because I think you mentioned with Gemma on the podcast that it would be a good way to like put in a little fun joke or something.
What was it?
I can't remember what she said.
Like looks 10 out of 10, hands 1 out of 2.
1 out of 2. Yeah. Which is a good way to like break the ice and people sort of see a bit about it already and know that you can have a joke about it. So I might have to go back and change.
What if you
profile.
like suddenly have loads of success? You never know.
Maybe that's what people want to see.
Well, I mean, getting in there a bit too soon, but there is also the other side of people. I don't know if you've ever had this experience when they like fetishize limb differences and disabilities.
I have heard about it. I haven't experienced it myself, but I've heard, thankfully. Yeah.
Well, let us know what happens if you do start to include it, because you never know.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd hope you just get nice people reaching out, but
hopefully,
I mean,
that's
again, I'm too old, so back in the day it didn't exist for me, so I didn't have that, and I've never really experienced it being online myself. But I know some people do get awful messages and maybe a bit of online stalking and all that kind of stuff. I did have one person email me constantly to send pictures of my hand, and I was like, no.
How would they find you? Just like through your social media? Yeah. And
they just constantly now and then just would email again for the picture. And back then I didn't know such a thing existed, so I just thought it was so weird.
Yeah.
So yeah.
'Cause that is the thing with the online world, that you don't really know who is out there and what their intentions are, which is scary, especially like putting yourself out there on a dating platform. Is you never really know who's going to come across you. So that's interesting. Yeah. I'm not sure what I make of that.
No, I don't either really. But I think on one hand, when I think about it, that, you know, if you have it on your profile, you have a limb difference, or it's in a photo, they might not even notice it, to be fair, in a photo. We think, oh, it's so obvious, but no. I've known people for months, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, when did you get your limb difference?
Yeah, same with me. Like a colleague at work a while ago, I've been worked there like a year, and he was like, wait, hang on, what happened to your hand? Did you have an accident recently?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But I think maybe with us having a limb difference, you're so aware of it yourself that you just kind of assume it's obvious to everybody else. But really, it's probably not actually. And I think if, you know, you've figured out ways of doing things and you sort of just do normal tasks like very easily, people probably don't even notice at all.
Exactly. A lot of people don't. In like my sisters, for example, they even often say they even forget limb difference. Well, so does my wife. She often asks me to do loads of things. I can do loads of things. Sometimes I'm like, have you forgotten? She's like, yep, I have. Like,
do you ever forget yourself? Because I've done that a couple of times and like nearly dropped glasses.
No way.
Yeah. Just sometimes just spur of the moment, like go to pick up a glass and then think, hang on a second, I don't
think I've ever done that. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's really interesting.
Yeah, not really sure why, but it's not great because it could be dangerous.
You're driving,
smashing glasses, and all sorts.
Yeah. So so you tried online dating. Have you like gone on any dates, for example, and how have they gone?
Yeah, so I've been on a couple. Two very different experiences, actually.
Do tell.
So one of them, the first one I went on from sort of online dating, was such a lovely experience. Like it didn't work out, and we were two very different people, which is totally fine, obviously, and that's the whole point of trying it out. But yeah, it was just really easy, really good chat. We just went for a coffee, and I sort of, I didn't bring up my hand at all. It never came up in conversation, actually, the whole time we were there, which isn't a bad thing or a good thing. I sort of just fine, I didn't really feel like I needed to disclose it or anything like that. And was just a pretty standard, normal date, which was lovely. Slightly different experience for the second one.
Oh, really?
So we went for a coffee first and we were just sort of chatting, and maybe sort of half an hour in, I noticed that he was I'd obviously noticed my hand, and his eye contact changed completely from eyes to hand.
No.
And it was very much like he would dart his eyes back up to my eyes and then go straight back to the hand.
My gosh.
Which was, I've never ever experienced that before with anybody, like not even just in a romantic situation.
You didn't know how to be subtle.
No, not at all. And I mean, I think it's totally fair, because that's what made me actually go back and look at my profile. And I realised that I hadn't posted none of the pictures you could actually see my hand, because I did think, why did it attract his attention so much? But yeah, I think it's so natural if you see something different about somebody. You know, as humans, we are curious and inquisitive, and I think it's only natural to just have a look, because I mean,
I find myself, I do it when I see someone with another limb difference.
Yeah.
Like, so, but then they don't know why you're looking, so then you feel awkward. You want to be like, wait,
snap. Yeah. Snap is a great one. Yeah. I like to do that to show that I'm not just staring.
So would you actually do that?
Yeah, I've done it before.
Oh my God.
Like in a shop, the cashier had a hand a bit like mine, and I put mine on the counter and went, snap.
That is brilliant.
And it was lovely.
God,
yeah. So yeah, I think it is just like so natural to sort of be inquisitive. So in sort of any kind of interaction, you know, in like everyday scenarios, like in the supermarket and stuff, you notice people looking, and that's totally fine. But I've never really had sort of staring, I would say. So yeah, I mean, I am quite confident about my hands, but immediately I felt quite self-conscious because I think if someone was staring at your forehead, you'd suddenly think, have I got a massive forehead?
That happens to me. I do have one, so it's fine.
No, you don't. It just immediately makes you feel a bit self-conscious. So at that point, I then did bring it up because I thought the conversation is not going to progress if we can't even look at each other in the eye.
Oh my gosh. What'd you say?
So I kind of did jazz hands, and I went, I can tell you've noticed my hand. So awkward. I didn't really know how else to sort of
Did you think about it, or you just went, suddenly my brain's just going to do it?
My brain went,
do jazz hands.
Yeah, it was very embarrassing. I would not have wanted to be a fly in the wall watching that back. But yeah, I just thought I may as well break the ice and just get it over with because he's obviously noticed. And I just started to explain it. Basically, I said, I was born with it. It's just part of who I am. It doesn't really affect me, all that kind of thing. And yeah, it started a conversation, which normally when that happens with people is a really nice conversation. And, it brings up questions and people are genuinely just really intrigued or like to know more. But in this case, it was, just a little bit odd. I started talking about the fact I use humour quite a lot around my hand. And he said, I can imagine, the fact you use humour must make your life so much less of a hardship having to cope with something like that. And that just took me by surprise a little bit because I don't know, I thought, well, there's nothing to have to cope with. It's just part of who you are, I've just found it a slightly odd comment, but I thought maybe he's nervous and, he's trying to just... Yeah. It is an awkward thing to talk about. So I thought it must just be nerves. So I said, oh, no, it's just part of who I am and I actually wouldn't feel me without it. I quite like it. It's cool. It's just a little blobby hand. Yeah. And then the sort of final comment, which was the nail in the coffin, was that he said, oh, well, if you're okay with it, I can try and be okay with it. Oh, my goodness. And I just thought, oh, no. Oh, you can try. Yeah, okay. Yeah, like it's such a hurdle to have to jump over. And it also made me think, if I wasn't okay with it and I was insecure, would you also feel insecure or embarrassed on my behalf, It just, it didn't really sit right with me.
And, okay, bye.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that was half an hour in. And we ended up spending 6 more hours.
What?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Well, he liked to chat and I sort of felt a bit stuck. So, I need to be better at sort of bringing things to a close. I knew very early on that it just wasn't gonna work out because, I don't know, I think... it's only natural that you want somebody to just love you for who you are. And it shouldn't have to be something that you have to accept or try to overcome. They should just love you because that's just part of you. That was a very quick no. Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, was he interested? Well, I mean, sorry to go into more detail.
No, don't worry.
But would he want another date? And you were like, no,
yeah,
thanks.
He did. Yeah, he messaged afterwards and he said,
I'm trying to overcome it
again. I'll work on overcoming it. Oh. He said he wanted to see you again. I was surprised by because I thought, well, if it's going to be such a hard thing for you to overcome, then I wouldn't have thought you would wanted to. Well, maybe within 6 hours you overcame it.
He's like, do you know what? I'm good.
He did it. Yeah, sorted, accepted.
And then you're like, no.
Actually, I said, thanks. No, thank you.
Would you have liked him had he not been like that?
Not really. I don't think it was really any click. Just very different people again. It wasn't that. like, I thought, oh my gosh, you're the most amazing person ever, but you don't like my hand. I just sort of thought, well, that's okay, because I don't think it would have gone anywhere anyway. So yeah, that was an interesting one. So first experience of that, but hopefully the last experience.
Would say fingers crossed, but
blobs crossed.
Blobs crossed. Yeah, I mean, that's very different. I was very like aware of my limb difference in dating. I don't know if it's from being gay as well. Maybe I just felt like, I don't know, my pool is very small, but I was always really worried that someone wouldn't accept me for my limb difference. So when I was dating, I would be more nervous about it, I think. And if, like, say they didn't know and they'd go to hold my hand and they go to hold my left hand, which is where I have a limb difference, I'd be like, oh God, no. Like,
this is horrible.
And I don't think you kids, do you go out to the clubs anymore?
Not really.
No, see, there's no like club experience here. Whereas for me, back at uni, we were like out in the club twice a week.
Wow, that's good going.
Yeah, I don't know how I did it. But obviously in that environment, it's dark. You might have had a few drinks. And yeah, I normally would maybe have a drink, of Coke in my hand. And someone would go to like grab my other hand because my one hand is occupied. Yeah. And then I'd be like, no, I know, but I just remember wanting to die basically in that spot. Because then they'd realise and kind of look at you and you'd be like, get me out here. But yeah, it was quite good with Whitney, my wife. We met on MySpace, as I said. So it was online and she didn't know about my limb difference. I hadn't told her. We'd been communicating for a couple of years. Yeah. And you couldn't see my limb difference online at all. Or so I thought. So basically, I think it was like the day before we were going to meet in real life. She came to study abroad in London. Yeah. And I messaged her to let her know. I thought, God, I better let her know before she meets me, because I don't know, my brain. I'm like, what if she freaks out? I don't know what I thought back then. And then she came back and was like, absolutely fine. Like, no need to really tell me kind of thing. That's great. And apparently, I think I said before, but apparently I was like, oh, you're an ace girl, which is such a weird phrase. I've never used it since, or whatever that was about. You're an ace girl. But she told me later on that when she was watching some of my videos, like very briefly, she saw my limb difference. Like obviously I hadn't realised it was in it. Yeah. And so she already knew and was kind of just like waiting for me to maybe say, and obviously in her brain she already was like fine with it. Yeah, yeah. So there are lots of lovely people out there who will just not even blink basically. Yeah, and just love that it's part of who you are. Exactly. Did you have, I'm going to sound extremely ignorant, but did MySpace, was it more like messaging or did you have like photos as well? You did, so yeah, it was photos. Yeah. Yeah, so none of my photos would have had it in, and I wouldn't have had any photos online until about 2011 maybe, I think, where I showed my limb difference. Yeah. And then even now, even though I'm obviously like open about my limb difference, just subconsciously, I don't mean to, but often I'm like, oh my God, it's not even any of my photos. Like you wouldn't even know. Yeah. But I do blame Whitney a lot for that, because she likes to sit on my left side and that's like her good side. Oh, and therefore Handy gets like, yeah, Handy gets out of the way a little bit. Yeah. We've both got to take some more photos. We're like, hey. Yeah. Front and centre. You're going to, when you update your photos, what are you going to do with your limb difference? We're like, yeah, just put it right out there. Yeah. Like, a hand straight to the camera. If you don't like it, deal with it. Definitely. Yeah, no, I think that's really good that, it shows that there are loving people out there who, it shouldn't be something that's an issue at all. It's just part of who you are and makes you who you are, which is, this makes you unique. It's lovely. Oh, that's really good. You definitely have a very positive, like confident outlook, I think, with the limb difference. And I certainly wasn't like that growing up, but I am now. And I think it will really help a lot of people. Definitely, listening. Yeah. What was it that made you become more confident? I think it was Whitney. Whitney, yeah. Accepting, embracing like who I was. Like, I didn't ever want anyone to hold Handy or anything like that. So I remember the first time she went to hold it, I was like, oh my Lord, I'm going to die. I think we're on a beach in Hawaii, in fact. And then I was like, okay, the world hasn't ended. Like, yeah, she's fine, I'm fine. It's totally fine. Yeah, so we kind of joke Handy's her best friend. Oh, that's so nice. That's and lovely. Like now, we have a child together and it's really cute because she often will just like hold Handy. She loves it. Like you can tell sometimes, she's only nearly 10 months, she looks at my hand and Handy back and forth, kind of like analysing, oh yeah, it looks different. Yeah. And then most of the time she just shoves Handy's fingers in her mouth to chew on it. It's a good teething ring. I guess not ring, but it's really good for teething. And do you think, like, will you explain to her, or have you already sort of explained to her? I have a little bit. Yeah. Just said, oh, that's Handy and this is hand, and they're like a bit different. But I think, I do worry a little bit that one day she's going to be like, wait, when did that happen? She can speak. But obviously, hopefully growing up with it, she won't. It's then realization of when she maybe goes to school of, oh, your mum doesn't have a limb difference. Like, oh, poor you. No.
Yeah, because I guess if it's just part of your world, you kind of wouldn't expect anything different. I remember at school actually, or was it nursery? I can't remember. But I think I came home and was like, why does no one else look like me? Like, you just
really?
kind of,
you realised?
Just would assume that,
everyone would have one.
Yeah, why does not everyone have a blobby hand?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I don't even know when I realised I was different because I have no childhood memory.
Oh.
Yeah. So I haven't got a clue. Apparently I wasn't bullied, so that was
good. That's good.
Supposedly. As far as I'm aware. I was like, no, you weren't. I'm like, are you just telling me this?
Are you just pretending?
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think kids are just so accepting and like they notice something different, ask a question, and then they're just like, oh, nice. Yeah. Let's go and play.
I think nowadays as well, especially with so much more diversity and representation out there.
Yeah.
Like especially with like the Traitors, for example, with Molly Pierce on it, and then Nettie.
Nettie, yeah.
It's like helping a lot, I think, for sure, putting it out there.
Definitely, yeah. It's so great that children, well, and adults, but especially children can see themselves represented in media. Definitely. And realise that, you know, there's other people like them just like they are. It's definitely a good thing.
So would you say you have any tips for young people starting out on their dating journey at all?
Yeah, definitely. I would say, I think I need to take my own advice and maybe do just put a photo of your limb difference, just so people are aware of it, and maybe it would save any awkward staring or conversations at the start. And just be yourself and be confident, and it might be a good story to get chatting with. You know, it might bring up good conversations, and also, like you said about Whitney, the right person will just love you for who you are, and it won't be a big deal at all. So there will be someone out there, hopefully.
Yeah, there will be. Shall we turn this into a dating show?
Yes, please send in your applications.
Yes, please do.
So if someone does have an issue with it, then they're just not the right person.
Exactly. I definitely agree. I think, especially nowadays, it just will whittle out the people that you don't need to waste your time on.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely think of it the other way around. Like, they should be lucky to be with you, and
that's nice.
You should, like, if they are not going to embrace it or accept it, be like, you're not that great of a person then, are you?
Yeah.
Because would you do that to anyone else, else's disability or anything else about them? If you wouldn't react the same way, then why would you want to date someone that's like that?
Exactly. That's good advice.
Yeah. Are there any green flags that you'd look for in someone?
Yeah, someone who's, I think, very willing to listen and learn about your limb difference. Just someone who's accepting, inquisitive but not too inquisitive, just someone who's sort of happy to talk about it, and then that they just carry on like it's not a big deal. It's just like if you had brown hair or blonde hair, I guess. Something I always used to say to the kids in Germany when I taught in the school there. If they asked like, oh, why do you not have fingers or whatever, I'd say, oh, well, you know, you were born with brown hair and your friend was born with blonde hair. It's just something different about you. Everyone is born differently. And
I think that's a good way to explain it.
It's not a bad thing. It's just your little unique difference, which is, a good thing.
Yeah, it's great. And have you been to like a Reach Annual Family Weekend?
I haven't actually, no. But I've heard many, many good things about it.
Yeah, so it's basically a time where like loads of Reach members come together and have a great time. We're like learning from one another and connecting. And for me, I had only ever met one person with limb difference, and I was like 35 when that happened.
Yeah, that's mad.
So, it was quite unique going into a space where suddenly, like you said, this would be like your school when you were younger, but like, oh, everyone does have a limb difference. Yeah, it's nice to experience. Yeah. It really does make you feel like that you're not so like alone in the world.
Yeah, that's lovely. Definitely good for building confidence as well. Yeah.
Do you know what else is really good for building confidence?
Go on.
Running in the Reach Triathlon.
Oh, wow. Is it now? Will you be taking part?
I don't know. Do you know what? I used to be a runner back in the day. I shouldn't admit that because then now it feels like I should have to run.
Yeah, you're going to be good.
But I'm on the fence. I'm like finding people to take part in the triathlon, and I haven't. And my boss is like, "Are you doing it, Megan?" I'm like,
undecided.
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to be an athlete or anything to do it. So you can do it part of a relay. So for example, I could run, you could cycle or swim.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And
that's all right.
Just find one more other person.
So you don't have to be a triple threat.
No, you don't.
That's good.
No.
That's good, because I definitely would not be.
No.
Okay, maybe I'll consider.
Well, maybe if you do it, maybe I'll do it. We'll
Okay,
see.
okay, that's a deal.
Yeah. But there's also fun races for children to take part in,
That's
and
lovely.
lucky for them, like the family one, they can just say whatever they want to do. So like for the swimming, for example, if they literally want to jump in the water, back out, like job's done. They can just say,
that's
I've done
good.
it. Yeah, so it should be fun. It's in June.
That's lovely.
So hopefully you'll be free.
Good initiative. I
Yeah.
like it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It was good fun.
It was. And thank you for joining us. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Reach Charity UK. Please do give us a rating wherever you get your podcasts, and join us again for the next episode of Offhand.